By what experience? Well, I actually do have friends out here. I just got back from a viewing. Talk about this. He's a guy from Switzerland, and he's with a Filipina. He's not married to her. He has a Filipino wife, a very bad one. The nicest guy you could ever meet. We used to call him the Pajama Man. Because when I lived at the other house, that's how I met him. And just like Barry likes to wear plaid pajamas, bottoms to a bar, this guy used to walk around for exercise with his girlfriend, his Filipina, in the neighborhood that I used to live. Nicest guy you could ever meet. This guy was, shall I call it, fairly wealthy too. Nothing was going to his actual life at all. Built a small but nice little house, another one next to her for rental income. She'll do very, very well. We consider her a wealthy woman, not in pesos, let me tell you. Very wealthy. His son was a doctor, and I forgot what business he was in. I don't normally like to view the dead, but I did once before, and I did with him. Good Lord, they had so much makeup on him. He had a lot of black splotches on his face and kind of thing he had, but he had a number of strokes, this and that. He had other health conditions. And boy, did he buy vitamins. I used to sit there and discuss him. I said, yeah, I take that too. I take that too. Yeah, I take that too. I take that too. Actually, I mean, how many bottles of prostate medicine could a guy have? Okay, he had some health conditions, you know. But the nicest guy, as far as a foreigner that you ever want to meet, they call him Gigi for short. And he is from Switzerland, born, bred, and raised. And a pretty well-off man, let's just say that. I mean, I'm not going to ask the Filipino how much he's worth, but you could bet that he was worth millions, you know, dollars, not pesos, you know. So that's good for her. She's well taken care of, and basically she's been his caretaker for a lot of years. So why not? She deserves it. She deserves it. She's a good woman too, you know. But he looks at peace, you know. But wow, makes you think, you know. Makes you think. Get your medical directives, whatever you want to call it, in front, you know. Prepare for the inevitable, you know. If you're on, I don't know, if you're brain dead or something. He started to lose his memory on and off. The reason I'm talking about him is he's a nice guy, and yes, I do have actual friends out here. I don't hang with foreigners, other than my neighbor. I visit him, but he was the only other guy in town here that I really had anything to do with at all. And unfortunately, I didn't get to know him good enough, but we had some good talks. And anyway, after the service is over, she comes out with this box. Because me and him used to talk about vitamin supplements. You know me, right? She comes out with this big plastic storage container. I'm like, oh my God. Double, triple of this and double and triple of that. All the different supplements that I personally take, which she's going to give me my choice of taking. Wait a couple of days out of respect. She said, yeah, wait a couple. I didn't ask for any of that. A couple of $1,000 worth of vitamins. Some of the things I've been meaning to order and I haven't. More resveratrol, lycopene, things that I ran out of and haven't taken in a while. She's very generous. She knows what she's going to do with it. There was literally probably about, with everything she had, to probably, if you want to go by American prices, oh, I don't know. I'd say about 8,000 American dollars worth of vitamins. That's a lot of vitamins. But I think that he used to order this just for the hell of ordering it, because he had a lot of money. He didn't give a fuck. I mean, how many bottles of prostate medicine could he possibly buy or use? Not to mention some other, you know, supplements. where she had plenty of. She had a shelf above there that already had a shitload of vitamins. She's going to keep those. And then he had this whole, in fact, he had just ordered, it just came yesterday. He died 2 days ago. A box just came in from Lozano, whatever it was. Again, it was some prostate medicine, prostate health. And he had a shitload of that. So I think he was the kind of guy that used to just order stuff for the hell of ordering it. And I don't know why. But anyway, he did. He ordered it. Anyway, so there's been some losses in 2024 for me, and the beginning of 2025, a loss of a fairly new friend. I mean, we go back a little bit, but pleasant guy to talk to, friendly disposition, set her up really good, like most foreigners should do and don't do. Hey, how would you like to be her and her daughter was a 24-hour day caretaker to him. If somebody's taking good care of you, you take good care of them. That's just the way it works. If you can't, don't get in a relationship. Don't get in a relationship if you can't take care of your partner. Financially, physically, whatever. Don't get in a relationship. Just don't. Don't. You have to give her credit because she, 24-hour care with him. She had to be home all the time, or if not, her daughter was. That's the way it is in the Philippines here. And guess what? One of the strange routines out here. It's supposed to be 4 days on view at the house, but 3, but 4 because, I don't know, the church was not empty, so 1 more day. But did you know that in mourning, basically out here, as a tradition, you can't leave. I mean, she'll stay in her living room and just sit there. And it's, in fact, you know what was sad, actually, she has 2 dogs. And talking about dogs, how they react to their owners. There comes some kind of schnauzers or something. One was really old, and the other one was the puppy of it. And that dog, and I seen it right there. That dog would lay on that carpet near the coffin. And when it first happened, the dog would howl and all that. Was exhibiting depression. And even while I was there, and I just came back not too long ago, he was there, or she, laying on the carpet next to the coffin. It's pretty amazing shit, you know. These dogs know these things. Sometimes they know these things ahead of time. It's really just amazing. Anyway, I didn't want to do a long show, but, you know, for you guys that are absolutely wasting so much of your time out there on this shit on here, at least I come on here and I'll talk about other shit. You know, historically, I've talked about a lot of things on my show. But when you're so pinpointed and geared and, you know, toward just attacking people all the time and doing shows about them and all that, I'm the one that should feel sorry for you. Time is so short. Nobody plans. Not even their life, nevertheless their death. Sometimes they don't give their partner a clue what they want to do. Don't put that burden on your partner. I don't think you should do that, really. You know, worry about your lives, man. Worry about your own lives. When I go to something like this, it just brings me out with some different thoughts, you know, on how short life really is. You just never know. You don't have to have ailments over a long period of time. You could just drop like a fly, you know, and just, you're gone. That's it. No last words, nothing. But leave medical directives. The funny thing was that her son, his son, actually his real son in Switzerland, the doctor was telling him to give him something to make him die. I said, they can't do that here. To put him out of his misery. He was losing his thoughts, and then all of a sudden he'd get his thoughts back. I said, no, they can't allow that here. I don't think that happened. Even in America, there's certain medical directives and stuff you got to do. She said, no, I'm not going to do that, you know. They were just happy that she was taking good care of him. No, they didn't give him no money for any funeral expenses and nothing because, well, the guy was rich. And and everything he had is going to her. Not his wife. She has no part of this. None. I forgot how that worked with him, but everything. But how do you weigh out money toward a death? Seriously. How do you do that? You know? I see Popeye posting. He's doing a lot of shows on you. Bane of existence. Oh yeah, I know he was scheduled to do something like that. Well, you know, Popeye has to look at his own existence, which is pretty piss poor. Those things, those shows don't even faze me anymore. Maybe at first they did in the beginning, but these shows don't faze me one bit or another. I've heard everything. I heard more that lasts me a lifetime. Popeye's just a bitter old man who has nothing to do better in his life. You know, what can you say, man? Bane of existence. Look at his. He just salivates if I did a show. He's absolutely salivating. Got bells going off. Probably got a bell in the bathroom hooked up somehow to the internet. When I do a show, he's there. He's there. What does that say about his life? Not much, really. Goes to bingo, rides his mobility scooter. I don't know. Pretty sad life to me. So don't worry about that, William. I take that with a grain of salt. It's just basically showing how pathetic he is. And it's a wonderful display of being pathetic, what he does. And he knows that. But it's like the same thing as Barry, but he won't stop because every time I get the last word in and pretty much paint an accurate picture of what Popeye's all about, he'll, of course, come on eventually and do another show about me. If that's all he's got to do with his life, then his life has amounted to nothing. Guy hasn't been laid in how long? Jesus Christ. Oy, 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 oy. Comes a time, you know, you got to get a little bit, you know. How do you garner so much attention? Because I speak it thy truth, William, and I'm probably the only one who does on here. And some of the trolls can't take the truth. I mean, that I'm actually happy in my life out here, that I'm actually happy with my partner, that I, you know, make enough money to certainly survive out here, and I'm not going to worry about being hungry. We own a house together. Don't have to pay rent. You know, a lot of these people, you got to understand, William, are living their life vicariously through people like myself and other people. The best answer I could give you. They're not even out here. A lot of my audience is not even in the Philippines. Popeye's in Florida. All these other jerk-offs are somewhere else. There's only a few people that are actually in the Philippines that are always doing shit about me. You gotta understand, William, if they didn't do a show about me, it'll be by somebody else. It'll be about somebody else. Okay? But since there's a lot of drama going on with Barry, you know, the court case and all that shit, they need material for their show. What else are they gonna do, man? They got the copycat channels on me there, several. They record all my shit. This has been going on for years. It's nothing new, Mr. William Abrams. It's old hat to me. You know, it just makes me more popular, but I'm not looking to be popular on here. I'm not looking to get monetized as far as like super chat and shit, you know. Except I really don't have a future on YouTube, actually. You know, I just pop on when I have something to say, but no, I'm not excited about YouTube anymore. There was a time I was really involved before all this court shit was going on. Well, further back than that, actually. When I came on, man, and I kind of told it like it is about the Philippines. Good, bad, the ugly, the beautiful. You know, my experiences. You know, the first time I came out here in the culture shock. I've talked all that stuff. I gave something people to hear. Okay, that's the long-term answer for you. There's a lot of jealousy, green-eyed monsters out there that are living vicariously through other people, not just myself, but other people. You understand, when somebody is lonely, you know, Ricky, of course, you know, he has to pay for these rent-a-girls just to have some companionship, and he's living a horrible life. He's not living a 5-star. He's not living a five-star life. He probably cries himself to sleep. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, I had a temporary disconnect here. They're not happy people, William. I don't care what they try to portray on their shows. Don C. How could he be happy? How could he be happy, really? I mean, he's not even in the Philippines. He's living in Thailand, but he spends most of his time on this genre in the Philippines. Something's going on in there that's not 100% perfect. Don't matter what money this guy has or claims he has. I never thought he was broke, but he's broke in other ways. I just don't think that, I don't know, I just don't think he spends enough time with his loved one, you know? Because he's on here all the time making comments. I don't care whose show is on, he's there. He's there. And you know what? I don't put anybody in my, what do you call list? I don't know when they're doing a show. I usually accidentally catch their shows. My bell is not going to ring off the hook when somebody does a live. I have no idea when they're doing a live show. I just go through my shit, and if somebody was live, I catch it if it was worthwhile listening to. Big Kevin's last show was absolutely boring. I don't know who that psychopath he has on there. Some guy who is from, was he from Switzerland or something? God, the guy was smoking and drinking just like Jay. Was talking a lot of nonsense. You couldn't even understand him. Kevin should have taken him off after he had gotten off, and then he has the guy come back, and Kevin's show was absolutely boring as shit. I couldn't listen to it beyond, well, actually I was skimming through it because I wasn't watching it live, but I was skimming through it because I just could not listen to all this crap, this guest he had on there. It was so fucking boring. I had to turn it off. That was it. I used to do that with Fazio all the time. All right, what's the gist? What's the whole thing of his show? Well, we know what it's all about. Proving he's a man, all that other shit. You could not listen to his show for X amount of time. There was just no way. Remember I used to talk about the visceral effect I get from hearing like Barry or Fazio? They just create a visceral effect in my stomach. They had that effect on me. I could not listen. And if Barry did a lengthy show, I could not listen to his show for the whole thing. I never did, I never could. The best thing to do is watch their show after it's done, unless he pulls it off because he's afraid of what he said. But, you know, go through the highlights, that's all. Oh, okay, just another show saying the same thing, calling me the same names, and doing things he shouldn't do, considering there's 5 counts of cybercrime against him. But, you know, I can't control people's psychology. His is totally out of control. So, yeah. It is what it is. Right, John Blaze? It is what it is. John Blaze. Well, Brevis is putting up some waterfall photographs like anybody gives a shit. He doesn't have many people on his channel that visit him. And they're very nice, by the way. Brevis. Drew. Very nice, but he started saying that nobody really ever comes here because not people many know about this place. But guess what you did, idiot? You just told everybody about these places. Now they're not going to be a tranquil place. Now you're going to have more tourists coming there. You didn't do it justice to yourself, or, you know. I know if I found a place that was rarely ever visited by people, I mean, I love waterfalls, absolutely. And the pools that it forms in the bottom, I love waterfalls. But, you know, if it was a place that was out in the boonies, not many people know about, I'm not going to go around telling everybody about it. I'll show them the waterfalls, but I'm not going to give them the directions, and I'm not going to give them the name of the falls. I'm not going to do that. No, I wouldn't do that. I'd rather not, you know, put it this way. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful things I have yet to see out here in this country. I hope I do. But anyway, as I said, and I always say on my shows, be grateful for what you have in your life. You can go at any time. And I'll say it, you know, and be as redundant as I possibly can, and never be redundant enough. Do something with your time, anytime. I don't care. Just spend some time with your girl, your wife. You got any children that live near you or in your house? Spend some time with them. You know, watch a family movie together. appreciate what you got left. Because as you get older, man, it's a time clock. That's exactly what it is. In fact, I've been watching some shows about that with some foreigners that have moved to this. Watched one this morning I was talking about. And he's feeling kind of strange because he's turning 71 pretty soon. And he didn't have that secure feeling he had when he first moved out here. He's feeling the years go by awfully fast. People he'd known from his private life passed away. That's what it is when you get older, guys. I've had a couple of losses myself in 2024. My brother, was one of them, and a very long-term friend of mine that still remained in New York in the same town I was born and raised. He died, so took a few losses myself. Now, at the beginning of this year, this guy goes. And I've known him for a fairly long time, but I kind of wish I spent a lot more time with him because he had a lot to talk about. He was the kind of guy that you could talk to, and he was not out there in your face or nothing. He was a good guy. So I just got back from the viewing, and I was reluctant to view him and all that because I try to remember people alive rather than dead. But oh my God, he didn't even look real. I mean, they put so much makeup on him. He didn't look real. He just didn't look real. Lost a lot of weight when he was sick, and it just happened in a day. His body decided to go because he's had strokes. He's had prostate problems. He has a lot of health problems. Alzheimer's or something like that was kicking in. He'd remembered that he wouldn't. But 82, he was 82 years old. I thought I'd mention the age. Good guy. Yeah. I mean, I got friends out here, I'm not going to announce all of them, but I don't deal with a lot of foreigners. Hello, goodbye, or at a restaurant, I might rap with somebody, talk about some few things to a table, over here a conversation in line at the ATM or in a restaurant, and might start talking about some stuff, but I kind of make it a habit not to, I didn't come out here to be around a bunch of foreigners, quite frankly, Neighbors, that's a different thing, I live next to them, and you got to be cordial, and I got a really good neighbor. And the other guy who passed away was a good guy. I really wish I would have spent a lot more time with him, especially when I lived at the other house when I was renting once. Yeah. And he thought highly of me, too. Yeah. So, end of a chapter in his life, too. And we've lost a number of people here on YouTube, haven't we? We certainly have. They're not necessarily dropping like flies, but the list is getting up there, isn't it? But, that's part of the cycle, man. You live and you die. You don't know, unless you've got a long-term illness, that you probably know you're going to die sometime. Some people, it just comes out of the blue and they're dead. And that's it. Bye-bye. And so long. It's been real. It's been a wild ride. Life's been a wild ride. And life is a wild ride. Think about it. Things you've been through in your life, things you experienced, people you've dated. It's a wild life. Wild ride in life, I've had a lot of wild rides, So, anyway, I'm going to get off here, guys. Thought I mentioned this. I just came back not too long ago. Stayed there quite a while with her. We talked with his partner for quite a while. The gals talked for a while. And it was good to reminisce about a few things. She tells us a few things we didn't know. And she's going to probably be one of the top 20 richest people in my town. Got to be the top 20. Because he took care of her. And so would you. If your partner was not only a partner, but a caretaker, you take care of each other. That's what you do. And you're hopefully in a position to do so. Whether it's a house for their future, whether you can leave them a couple of bucks, whatever you can, whatever support you can give. And I don't mean right off the boat, right off the plane. You meet somebody and boom, you're buying them a freaking house. That's ludicrous. That's ridiculous. We never did that. 6 years into the relationship. And yes, my anniversary is coming up in February. While Barry's getting married, we're having our anniversary somewhere around that time too. Don't forget to come to the detention center for the Gaylord wedding of the year. Don't forget about that. I'll try to be there. I'll try to be there. I kind of insulted. I really thought I was going to be his best man, but oh well. Well, just humor the guy because there's no way he could get fucking married. And if he found a way, I'll be honest with you right up front, I'd be awfully shocked and surprised. He's not in a legal position to get married. But don't tell anybody, okay? I just don't understand it. How many times have I said that? I've never met a man who lied like he does. It's almost like it's a disease or like a Tourette's syndrome, only with lying. And I think that's what it is. It's kind of a Tourette's. Like a nervous tick thing, kind of thing. You can't stop it. But with him, it happens with lies. It happens with lies. He can't help himself. I mean, I'm convinced of that. By now, I am. If I wasn't before, I'm convinced of it now that I think he personally cannot help himself. Like Liar, Liar, the movie, He cannot help himself. It's like Tourette's syndrome. And in this case, lying. Lying and denying. That's his gig. Lying and denying. How do you live life that way, man? In so much respects of his life, what he does, I just don't. I don't understand it, man. I seriously don't get it. Never ceases to fucking amaze me. Oh yeah, he's supposed to be going to Vicky-chan. Show us the letter. You're always asking for proof there, Jordan. Show us the letter that they're sending you to Vicky-chan. I mean, that'll eventually happen, but show us the current stuff that says that you, sir, are going to Vicky-chan. Where is it? Where is it? Show us. The whole document. The whole document. Don't hold back. You're real quick on putting legal documents out there that don't belong to you, don't you? But why don't you put one of your documents out there, one of your legal documents? Why don't you do that? Go ahead. Triple dog dare you. That you're going to Vicky-chan. And actually, I don't think you'd be going there. I think you'd be going to something more local. There is a Cebu jail. It's not any better than Vicky-chan. No. I'm almost doubting that's going to be Vicky-chan, but who knows? Okay, so the latest lies. Okay, latest lies. Got to keep track of this because it's hard. The latest lies that his phone was taken away, but he's still using it. That immigration actually came over, was going to come the next day. Instead of taking it right then, they're going to come all the way, from Manila, whatever it is, and they're going to come and take his phone. Obviously not. He's leaving messages. He's got the Guilty as Sin channel he's still posting on. So obviously he's got his phone. A lie. Then he says, oh yeah, it's going to be last show I can do to taking my phone. I'm going to Vicky-chan. Another lie. Another lie. Then another lie. Let's see, the newest one is community page. Was that there's a $10,000 reward for me in Hawaii. That they're all searching for me in Hawaii. I'm on a wanted list. $10,000 reward for a civil lawsuit. That basically went to collection. Oh my God. Magnum. I know. You're just as amazed as I am. Oh well, as he says, to fill space and time on his shows. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Good orator, I gotta say. When he gives a show, boy, he's like a wealth of information. Know what I'm saying? March. Next hearing date is March. See you then. See ya. Don't want to be ya. as Peter Van Der would like to say.